We are Steve and Jill.
Together, we've been buying and reselling land since the 90s.
Our data-centric approach leaves our buyers asking, how can you sell it so cheap?
Here on the Land Academy Show,
We answer that and more. I'm Stephen Jack Butala.
And I'm Jill DeWit, and this is the Land Academy Show.
This is episode number 2098, and it's Friday. You've made it through the week. We're talking about implementing the path toward your financial reward after all of that. All week this week. All week this week.
Let's talk about me. Sorry.
Excellent.
We all made it.
All week this week, we're talking about framing your mindset for 2025 so that you can get wealthy.
Go.
Each day on the show, we answer a question from our Land Academy member Discord forum, take a deep dive into land-related topics by popular request.
All right. Jason wrote, hello. It seems like every time I buy a property, I want to keep it forever instead of reselling it. Boy, that sounds like somebody. Does anyone have this issue or is it just me?
I have this issue.
Yep. That's it. That's why we don't go there. That's the last thing you want to do too. If you go there and stand on it, if you're like us, we are really land people. We will find beauty in everything, and we will come up with a use for it and fall in love with it. I don't care what it is.
We're really selective with our acquisitions, way more than we ever have been in our career. We do much fewer deals, but they really count financially, or they're just amazing property for the money. And
that's part of the problem.
I have this issue because, like I said earlier, in the week, we completely accomplished our goals. Mm-hmm. And so some of these pieces of property are on the water and just amazing. Yeah. I do not have this problem with houses or mobile homes.
And the thing is, Jason, because if you see it and you fall in love with it, then you know how great it is. And it should be a joy, to sell it. And hopefully that next person will, fall in love with it too. It does make it easier too. If you're handling your own phone calls and doing the selling yourself, that's what I've experienced over the years is, gosh, when they call in, they go, and the buyer, the potential buyer says something like, hi, I'm calling about, ABC property over in X county. You're like, oh, did you see the waterfall? They can immediately go, yeah, I saw that in the photos. You could say it's just as beautiful as you can imagine. And then when you start a conversation like that, now it's sold, by the way. So it's good news, bad news. You're going to sell it, and you love it, but this is your business, and good for you.
Whatever you love about it, so is your buyer. They're going to love the same thing about it.
Yeah. And when you have that attitude and you really appreciate it, it makes it much easier to sell. It really
Back in the day, a long time ago, before I met Jill, I got my dealership license to sell cars, classic cars, and that was the worst idea ever. Almost bankrupted me. Because I wanted to keep every car and make it perfect and clean them up. And you can't, that's not a business, that's a hobby.
Yep. An expensive one.
Yes.
This could be an expensive hobby too, Jason. So
this is
I hear you.
Not the place for hoarding.
No.
Hoard money.
We'll find you another one.
Land.
If you really want one down the road, but there's one special one you want to keep, but you can't keep all of them.
Then there's rules about this. Like you got to use it a certain amount or sell it.
Who has rules about it?
There's universal rules about, if you have a house that you only used once a year, you need to sell it.
Yeah. Is that the best
or
use
an
of
RV
your
or
stuff?
any of that stuff? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Got a few things like that.
Today's topic, implementing the path forward to your financial reward. So on Wednesday, we talked about your calendar. One of the things we talked about is setting up a calendar and putting all the events in there. Mm-hmm. That is the first and easiest. You can start it today. Starting down the path of implementing your path forward is scheduling everything.
Yeah.
You have a financial reward and it's realistic. Let's say it is $10 million. There's a certain amount of money that you need to make year by year until you get to that. You get to that goal, and it might start out as $100,000 a year after tax.
Your goals can change too, by the way. I like that. They might change.
They will change all the time.
Yeah, and that's okay.
They
preferably not daily.
They have changed. Well, they need to be better, not worse.
That's the thing too. If you're like, well, I want to make $100,000 this year, I guess I'm going to make 50, and then next year then it's 25. That's not the direction you want to go.
No.
You want to go. You want to start with 25 and then 50 and then 100 and so on.
The key is we talked about all these self-assessment scenarios this week and getting your mind ready to, your mindset so that you're going to become wealthy, whether it's through buying real estate or not. None of that matters unless you start to implement it. And implementing is not a lot of fun.
No.
I'll tell you, every project, and this is a lifelong project that you're signing yourself up for to become wealthy, has a beginning, which is a blast. The beginning of everything's a blast. Everything. The beginning of relationships, the beginning of having children, all of it. The middle, which is the longest, boring, darkest part and the most work, is not fun. And that's where people taper off. And so you want to implement a path forward. And you want to cause these habits so that during the middle of this, the middle period, it's just a habit. Like exercise. It's just a habit. I know at 9 o'clock every single morning what to do. It's in my calendar. The alarm goes off, and I don't think about it. It's just what I do.
How does that make you feel?
You don't feel your way through
it? Just kidding. I'm joking. No.
Feelings are for people that you like. I have a lot of feelings for Jill, and they're not in the calendar.
And they're not arm's length.
And that's the way it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
The difference between
that could be in the calendar. Tonight we're gonna feel something within arm's length.
Oh my God. What's going on with you?
Oh no, sorry.
Oh my God. I wonder what from last night, what your blood alcohol content is right now.
Yeah, it's probably what you think it is. It's good.
The difference between Jill and everybody else is that we without even talking about it, it's just like drinking water. We are constantly and continually still implementing our path forward. That's just how we are. It was like that the first day I met Jill, and it's never changed.
Thank you.
Our goals have changed. We've altered some stuff along the way, and we constantly adjust that, but it doesn't change. It doesn't. The fact that we're doing it never changes. Mm-hmm. And it's, I think, because of these mindset things. What I tried to do this week is put down things that I think we automatically do.
That's good.
And successful people that I know, they just automatically do it.
We don't think about it.
Everybody who's very successful, I don't hear them complaining about anything.
No.
Unless it's an election year or something like that.
Or tax time.
Yeah. I don't hear them saying what they're doing probably subconsciously is fixing it. Mm-hmm. Or putting it into a system so they don't have to deal with it by hiring somebody or whatever.
Yeah. There's a little bit of bitching about it and then a solution.
Correct. I do a lot of complaining inside my head. Nobody hears about it.
I hear it.
Unless it gets really bad.
It leaks out.
But I'll tell you, back in the day, we were just talking about this a couple days ago. Back in the day, that never happened.
Yeah.
I moved around the country wherever the best job was. Yeah. I just did what I needed to do.
Put your head down and go.
I've been laughed at many, many times in my life for having an unplugged refrigerator, because cooking back then, it was much more efficient to go to a diner and get the same thing every single day than it was to cook food and keep it and go to the grocery store and all of that. Mm-hmm. I was on a mission back then, and it paid off.
Mm-hmm. That's really, really good.
Start implementing this today.
Yeah.
Get your calendar out, schedule what your day is going to be like tomorrow. Make sure education's in there. If you feel like whatever you're doing, whatever career path that you've chosen or has chosen you're not into it, start the path today to change that. If you don't have the right people in your life, start down the path to change them. Mm-hmm. They're not going to change. Trust me. The people will not change. They'll tell you they will. They just won't. Why fight it?
Good stuff.
Join us next week. Yeah. Join us next week for 5 more interesting episodes. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
We are Jack and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.
We hope you find our content valuable, and we appreciate your support. If you have not already, please check out our channel and hit the subscribe button.
And your comments and suggestions help us to create the content you're here for. Hitting the like button helps to support our channel's algorithm and gauge your interest for future shows.